Hello, Cape Town! Let's do it! Let's do it for the children! Let's do it for the children! Are you there, Cape Town? I love you! All right, now, 1, 2. I wake hard every day to make my beer. I wake up early every morning to please my people. skies, air filled with the sound of laughter, waiting for Mandela, waiting for Mandela.
My people, today I am free. I am free because you never forgot me. The day is coming when we will all be free. Free from hatred, free from fear, free from killing. You are young. You will live to see the day. And if I don't live to see the day, you better believe it. I'll be there. This is my home, and I'm home to stay.
Tell you about the story of my life. My father was a carpenter. That's why I'm before you. You wanna know the story of my life? My father was a carpenter. That's why I'm before you. Baba ninga bantu, Baba ninga Baba ninga bantu, Baba so please don't touch me. So please don't touch me. He was a buffalo soldier. He was a buffalo soldier. Stolen from Africa. Brought to America. Ayaba, yaba, yaba, yaba. Ayaba, yaba, yaba, yaba.
Hey, what can I sing? This is of Africa. Hey, Ungunabu Kingdom. Ungunabu Kingdom. That comes in second of Ugo Kingdom. The Prince of Angola. Odogu, the Gadication is Shada Wabu. The Diamond Freeman worldwide. Hey, Elenino of Lagos. Wokika. Asin Morganilu Gadication, Macanesa de Church. Never yo. Abakeso de soda, not Abakeso de soda, not Abakeso. This is of Africa. I got a lot of money. Of Africa, Mona, the Prince of Angola, Unangu Kingdom, Mona, Unangu second of Ugo Kingdom, Mokanko Nabanabia, Eleni of Lagos, man of people, Mona. Eleni no ba ye kele ko bu mo kan ko na ba na bia e ja ke wan ba o wa no kele e ja ke wan ba o wa no Diamond Freeman Odogu Diamond Freeman worldwide la come mi Odogu na bu mo kan ko na ba na bia. Coronavirus will wire. Coronavirus will wire. Ebumi bona pola po. Mweza da tolo namba. Vene mai cha cha cha. Mweza ka boba no gene. Mo kan kona bana bia. Kujiga kumpada nango. Ogene na pumpolo na bue. Tukujile gu edumu no. Imana da ka barachi no. The Prince of Angola, Monabu, Eleni of Lagos, Odogu, Ungunabu Kingdom, Chamando, in our way, we are Jike. Can call Navanabia. Was in that game or Wanabia. About more than one back one organ. More can call Navanabia. And if I get no Magogan, the Manadaka Barajini. In our way, we are Jika. Abakis with us, Janota. Would welcome me. The way I got Panito. As all my way, I got Panito. I got Panito. I got an apple baby. I got a mother. You won't go to Kabama. Then what a mother. I got an apple. Welcome, millisecond. That's all, Margo. One body Kabama. Then what a mother. I didn't want to mother. I didn't want to go to Unangu Kingdom. One body Kabama. Oburi bono mu gakoro ke ya ke malo. Nguna nguki doba yi ne mesi. Unu ke donti. Oburi bono mu gamala ke ya ke malo. Awilo wamba na ose ku iko. Honorable Tobesi, Odogo Kechukwu ekele kwenge kero na. Omela lo fu Kingdom, I ga di keshi na sada agwagu. Honorable Kechukwu, hey. Unu ke doti. Obiri kwa no mu gakoro ke ya ke malo. E ma si nwa eja kiti pa wo bo ke mala malu. Koko na runefu aja wolu wolu ebucha arụrụ emeghị nshikọ merụdị ji arụ na ife ọkọrọ n'ubi aja wolu wolu onye zere bumbu n'obi odogwu ngwu Kingdom ozi ekene ka njiri bịa aja wolu wolu amalụsi ebingo aja wolu wolu amarụ ụlọ dị ụsọ aja wolu wolu ọkwanụ nkwụdọrụ ụkọ aja wolu wolu mmadụ ka eji aka aja wolu wolu the Prince of Angola onye ọma na-ejiri ọgụ n'ọgbọ ọgụ onye ọganiru mmadụ na-asụ ụsọ kekatara ọnụ egwu ụmụ nke ibuwo ọdụla si ekpọ mụ na fonu si mụ na ọfọziri nke ego ya eme ọ si na nsogbu mụ ra ka ọrụ ụsọ n'oru ụlọ ife fi na-ata naghị egwu ji na nlọ ịma n'aka makụ n'aka n'ụzọ n'oge rapụrụ mụ na mbi ụzọ ọ zara okwu mkpọrọ n'ụlọ zana mbaza nke ego ifi ya risiara gbatị aka manya chọrọ uru n'isi ego ọ chọrọ mgbada amụ ibi ọ bịakwụla si were bini n'ahịa aka ọ sị ka ihe dụ mmadụ odumefa siri ya mi na mpịọmpịọ gbakọ mmiri otu isiri so m ije so m ndokwa ka ọ nwụjukwara m obi iru aghaghị chọ ya mụ ụdakọ mmiri odogwu eyi na mụ na gị kpọrọ uru ndụ asị m jere ikwu mere ibe ifi ihe egbukwana gị onye chọrọ nke ọ ga-eme gị na-anwụ mgbada dị ụzọ onye dị gị amụ ije ọ ya adalili ngwọlọ ọkọchigboro gajọ mmadụ ala mereru onye chọrọ ifi iji wee dị n'ọdịda n'enido ana ya da igani watepu aka gị ihe gbara udo n'ime ịma na iro na si na-egwu ana ọfụ na ogwe nwelu mkpochi onye ma na odogwu ga-abụ ọgaranya odogwu pụtara bafebekwa oke ana m ebe kuchi okuke n'iru mmụọ na iru mmadụ asị m onye aka gbara onye melu ngozi ọpụpụ na mbata gị isi ga-aka gị arụ na onye sụrụ ọfịa ya atọ ọka nọmba 1 Udako Mmili the Prince of Angola Udako Mmili one of Ugbo Kingdom Ngwunangwu Kingdom bayi asị m ijebe ije awele Eleninyo n'odogwu na Lagos Eleninyo one of Lagos ye iteki nwamba ekene gị Ezomogo isi ngwa of Africa odogwu isi ngwa nwansọ mba bụ onye nke ahịa ebelebe edewebu wezebaghị
Fellow Ambazonians, fellow televiewers, this is your host, Comrade Fritz Misori, presenting to you today. Today is Saturday, the 22nd of August, 2020, and we are live on ABC TV. Today is the second edition of our new show on ABC TV called The Analyst. The name of the show indicates that everybody and everyone in the panel is an analyst for the Ambazonian struggle. The mission of the Analyst TV show is to create the finest possible news product and to present breaking national and international news on Ambazonia as it unfolds. The news will be analyzed, all the news will be analyzed to give sense in a narrative. The news, the analysis, the commentary, the opinion, the editorial will be presented to you by some fine minds that I'll bring up in a short while. I'll also be delivering an unparalleled perspective across multiple categories: political, financial, technology, socioeconomic, and entertainment. So our guest today comes from a variety of backgrounds, but all of them have similar views as progressives. We have Comrade Larry Dancy, who is a very staunch member of the former national, the organizing secretary of the NCNC. We all know Comrade Larry Dancy. We also have Uncle B. Uncle B is a very famous member of the ABC TV and also an outspoken critic and activist on Ambazonian issues. The third panelist will be Professor Ayim. He's a chief of staff from the interim government, a renowned scholar in Ambazonian issues. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, fellow Ambazonians, I'm going to allow each and every panelist to introduce themselves. I'm going to first welcome Comrade Larry.
Yes, my humble host, I'm very delighted to be invited here today to meet this strong men, especially Professor Ayim, coming in for his first time to be on the show with me. I am privileged to be in this powerful team with Uncle B and yourself. We want to tell all Ambazonians that this TV is for the people of Ambazonia, and we are here to send the message that is going to foster this revolution and take us to Boya within the shortest period of time. I am humbled to be here with this very powerful team. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. I will next welcome our second member of the panel, the popular Uncle B. Comrade Uncle B, if you are there, can you introduce yourself?
Hear me right?
Yes, I can get you. Yes, Uncle B, go ahead.
Good. As Larry said, I'm privileged to be here with a high-class Ambazonian citizen like Professor Ayim. Here I'm here for my second week as well as Larry. We tried last week and we hope that we should come today to throw more light and then to add to what we tried to analyze last week. As Larry says, we are here actually, it's a sort of educational program that we tend to explain what really is it. And mostly too, that's why here sometimes we broke it in English, what this is meant for our people back home to understand actually what is happening. Once again, and I'm Achebe Bruno, and popularly known as Uncle B, a veteran on this ABC channel. I'm glad to be here again with this honorable man. We hope our limitations should not be our failures. We should embrace and know that we are humans and we can sometimes err. We want to beg for forgiveness before, so that if that happens, not that already pleaded for. It may be such a slip of tongue or idea. So I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle B. I want to introduce our 10th member of the panel, popular Professor Ayim is a chief of staff of the interim government. Professor Ayim, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Fritz, for inviting me to your show. I'm honored. It's always a pleasure to serve the people of Ambazonia. And before I go on, please let us maintain a minute of silence in honor of our fallen heroes.
and the bereaved families, prisoners of conscience, refugees, internally displaced people. I want to give them honor. By minute of silence, please. May the souls rest in peace, and to God be glory, especially to our departed heroes. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, so exciting to be on this panel with dignified comrades. Larry, Dancy, I've heard your audios a lot. Committed people, and Uncle B, nice to be here with you to share views and analysis and talk about our struggle. To all Amazonians, I'm your servant, Professor Martin Ayim. Always my dignity, always my pride, always my commitment to serve Amazonia in any capacity. Right now, I'm Chief of Staff. I was Secretary for Foreign Affairs, and position or no position, I will serve Amazonia and this struggle diligently. Thank you very much for getting me here, Comrade Fries, and we'll be able to share some views. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ayim, for that little homage. I was about to do that, and I'm very grateful that you went ahead and I can do it. You know, when we think about the last week, people like Comfort Chi, who was beheaded in Moyoka, comes to our minds. You know, also people like the prophetic pastor in Mautu, who stood firm and passed his message and revolution ordained by God. But the wicked and barbaric militia of La Republic shot him, but the bullets were not penetrating him. So they used the knife on him. Those are the people that comes to our mind as the past week. So when asked to by the military that why are you hoisting your flag on his church, he said that God told him that Ambazonia will be free, and he has been sent by God to hoist the Ambazonian flag. So I want us to just a minute of silence was very powerful, and I thank Professor Ayim for that, because that was what I plan to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, televiewers, today we have some very important topics. In the Analyst, we bring past weekly events and we try to analyze them. We break it down in both English and Pidgin, so that our people back home can understand what went back home. To start with, I want to talk much about some information that happened last week, but I want to pass this good information that happened in Kumba before we start. So I want to use this opportunity to inform Ambazonians and the people of Meme and the Kumba LG in particular that the colonial SDO, the colonial DO, the colonial mayor of Kumba and the colonial councillors have finally hit to the pressure from the IG and the Kumba LG executive and our restoration forces in Kumba LG. And they have opened all the seal shops. Also, those who were arrested in relation to the restoration, to the shops that were closed have been released, though some of them were asked to pay 40,000 francs each. So we have spoken with the supreme commanders on the ground, and the 2 weeks lockdown that was supposed to be imposed in Kumba has been lifted. But we have passed a message to that colonial administrators who were in total fiasco and in panic. So I want to tell them that they have to respect our ghost town, and they have to know that we of the interim government are serious when we say something. So I want to thank all the LGA chairmen and the restoration forces for that wonderful work. I also want to thank the population of Kumba for their wonderful resilience and steadfastness towards our quest for freedom. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about some important issues that happened last week. We're going to be talking about the killers of Comfort Chi in Moyuka. We all know the recent beheading in Moyuka. You know, is not new in Ambazonia. We shall analyze all the past beheading committed by La Republic terrorist forces across Ambazonia. We shall also talk about the fake protests organized by some regime of Bia that took place in Yaoundé by some 20 paid students, and also in Boya, where some 10 paid women had to have some protests there. We shall also touch on Christian Karinatumi's recent support for the boys in the bush, as he said, and the role that Karinatumi has been playing since the beginning of the crisis. That will be tied with the role of the clergymen. Also, we're going to touch about some issues, the role of Nijon Frundi in the crisis. Some negative and positive position that he has been holding since the beginning of the crisis. We shall also talk about his refusal to ask his parliamentarian to quit the parliament. And we are going to talk also about those ex-convicts who were said to be in the DDR center. We don't know where they went to, but we're going to talk about that almost 200 of them, the government of La Republique says that they disappeared. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Atanji's, the ex-convict, Atanji. He's banned on machete sales in Ambazonia. We are going to talk about and digest about the recent ICC barrister Charles Atsu of the ICC. He made a statement on the genocide in Ambazonia. Then we're going to end by some Swiss-led negotiation and the sanctions and possibility of lawsuit against the genocide regime of Paul Biya. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching, televiewers. You're watching The Analyst. I want to start asking these questions to our panelists. The first of our question will be about the protests in Yaoundé by some secondary school students. I want to ask Comrade Larry, what message were they sending, if not an outright mockery of the people? That people will go and be marching when they kill one person, but they don't go and march when they kill 3,000, 10,000 people. I don't know the kind of message that they were trying to pass to the American embassy in Yaoundé. Comrade Larry.
Yeah, I'm my humble host. I'm very privileged to talk about this particular demonstration in Yaoundé. Ignorance is the highest stupidity of the man. When you are ignorant of something, you make the world, you expose yourself to the society to see you as stupid. Ignorance will make you look like a stupid person. Ignorance will make you look like an idiot. If I were one of those who were asked or who were paid to go and demonstrate in front of the American embassy, I was going to ask one question to the person sending me there to go and demonstrate. Question number one: you killed the American missionary in Bambui, and you did not ask for those who killed him, the La Republique soldiers that killed the American missionary, to arrest the soldiers that killed the American missionary. How did that thought the American ambassador was feeling in Yaoundé? Oh, at the time that the American missionary was killed, they expected American ambassador to celebrate. And were they going to remind the American ambassador that whenever somebody kills somebody, should be arrested? I'm asking that question to those idiots who went there to demonstrate, because they were just about to remind the American embassy that American embassy should understand that those people who killed the American missionary in Bamboo were supposed to be arrested, charged, and persecuted. So if me, they be saying, I say, I go do that demonstration for American embassy, I was going to ask this question to that person where they pay me for go do that demonstration, because those people were paid. Unfortunately for them, for La Republique, maybe they give them a 500 or 1,000 francs. But that is a payment. They were paid. And they were going there to expose the stupidity of La Republique to the American embassy. One of the things where people for that country where they be very stupid and say they don't know that those people are lawyers and they are diplomats. You don't just go there to tell them what you want to tell them. They are going to tell you when you are going to tell them what you want to tell them, and they are going to take you in a perspective that they understand. An American missionary was killed. You did not arrest your soldiers that killed the American missionary, and you are coming to tell the American ambassador to arrest citizens in the United States because somebody has been killed in your country. How do you expect that ambassador to look at you? A hypocrite? And that is what they are, hypocrite. Sometimes when I look at the decision where that administrator for La République they take them, I think I say, how a country that is sinking, that is how they do their things. One of the things the way I think is our late Chief Ayamba be talking, I say, no, Dr. Fo. When the gods, they want to punish you, they reform make you behave like a madman. That's why they're behaving that way. No sense in anything when they talk. You just get up in the morning, you tell people to go to the American embassy to demonstrate. You don't even ask yourself what questions is the American embassy going to ask. You just think that you are going to tell them. You don't think that they have the right to ask your opinion while you are demonstrating. I just think that they went there, they exposed their stupidity, and they remind the American embassy that they should take care of those who are killed the American missionary in Bambui. And we will continue to remind the American embassy to investigate those killers of the American missionary in Bambui and stop the hypocrisy of La République du Cameroon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Colonel. That was very powerful. You know, we all know that this 20-man protest was organized by the regime barons who thought that they could have their way, you know, but it also showed the frustration and the desperation of Cameroon. So I want to ask Professor Ayim, what does this tell us about the protests? You know, just in case you can add something.
Yes, you see, in the spirit of democracy, people have the right to demonstrate. Whether you're demonstrating sensibly or not, you have your right to conglomerate and demonstrate. But I want to send this message to those who are demonstrating in Yaoundé, that you should know one thing, that the United States of America is not a banana republic. Again, the United States of America is a banana republic. It's a country of law. And we here, engaging in what we're doing, know what we're doing and know our legal limitations. So, being brutal to American citizens in Bambui, for example, and then now you go to demonstrate, you're just making yourself a fool. You're just ridiculing yourself. What I see is the last kicks of a dying horse. This struggle for the liberation of Ambazonia is on sound footing. And I want to sound this very clearly, that there is no turning back until we get Boya. So they can go demonstrate in Cairo, go demonstrate in Addis Ababa, but they should know America is not a banana republic. And we stand firm with what we stand firm. You can pay people money to demonstrate. You can spend money to confuse people. It's our money. You can spend money, you can try to buy refugees. You can try to get the chiefs together and say they should go back. We're waiting, let them come. These are the last keys of a dying horse. And this struggle must continue to a logical finish. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ayim. You know, this protest also shows, you know, it exposes, you know, the hypocrisy of those La Republic citizens, because they have been murdering journalists, you know, in detention, even babies in Gabu. They have killed a lot of people. None of them, have gone out to protest. So I want to ask Comrade Uncle B. We also saw that in Boya, some women went out and they were protesting. So I want to ask Uncle B, what was the role of the women who were going out to protest against the killing of one lady when they have never gone to protest, when they have killed massacre in Gabu, the massacre in different villages? They have never gone out to protest. Uncle B.
Yeah, thank you, my host. I think if I may add one thing to beyond the protest, I don't know whether it's protest. Now, you see, when they teach the American embassy what human rights are, the limitation we did for which they don't want to say. If you are an NGO, you are a church, you are somebody who cuts across the line, you should go to such a place with some sort of neutrality, that it is that person that will kill that we're here for. But see what they did. When they were all the images of their president and carrying them all about was to show that, okay, this man cares. But that man cares only when that lady is killed. He doesn't care when the lady in love was killed with a child on her back. He doesn't care when the lady Mata was killed. He doesn't care as we told God or Akbali, all of those, but he cares. It is just one of the ways Larubik is doing everything in the power to change the game on the ground. They believe that when a woman marches, well, sometimes we look at the moral value or the moral who carry that moral is society for show people. Because when women cry, you think twice. But the problem is they keep missing the mark. How can you be going to protect it? Is that man orchestrated by them? You see, it was just a way to cover up. They say, okay, we care, and there are those people that did it. But they didn't know that the next 2-3 days, the whole truth was going to come out. No, they didn't do it, but you did it. You did it, and the organization people start marching. I go to the one in point. I want to believe that most of those women who did it, but should be maybe the brothers and sisters, I mean the sisters of Mr. Kobe, because they don't care what happened to our money. And their moral conscience. I cannot believe that a woman who bore a child for 9 months, born that begin carry for 3 years, 4 years, will go to the street to protest, wait for bigger brutals, people burn them, the whole family is wiped out. Key 20, 30 at a time. They've never seen the need to do that. But they see the need to protest. We are not by any means saying that it is right for that woman to be killed. No. But what we are talking here in reaction to why they've not been able to do something, they've not been able to say something, especially Amazonian women, if they were there anyway. But we're not like they ban a having to go protest inside. But if they were there, it is moral, it's a real moral decadence. No, I mean total failure on their part because they carry picking for 9 months. They don't kill in their thousands, but they kill one woman. I go to the with the protest. We on this panel, or all we would actually don't cry say, "Oh, sir, we are mammy than they." Now that the Canada picking for all that time. Now that the summer for even past women. When my man picking not vex at the woman they pass, but they carry for their belly. They are the very first line way they get to shout what is happening. But it has happened for 4 years. They not be get the heart for telling no make it stop. But they get hard for most time for embassies to go for it. Why did they march all over Ambazonia? She had brave they are. If they could organize something, they would have done it all over Ambazonia. Let's see how it's going to happen. They go and hire a few people, but they can't do that. When they do it, they say they're protesting. And carrying the picture of the man who is killing those children. What does that signify? Ignorance, Allah be taught. Ignorance sometimes is of party way. And if you are ignorant and you don't even know that you're ignorant, and that's it. So my host, I believe say we are parents. Ambazonia they know which is the one and what we stand for. if Pobiya is saying so that those people will stand and listen to what Pobiya is saying. When he says nothing, he says B and does Z. So why would you think that Pobiya? These are insignificant. They have no bearing on what it is that meaning that says so. Especially at the American embassy. They don't just say that move we for here. He just said, but never broke love for here. Move. So when I told them America, they tell them, no, not that Pobiya or hotels, they see this what they do, and then they'll change their policy. It's all mechanized system for processing. How can we discourage these people? But unfortunately for them, the truth will always prevail. May God bless them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle B. You just touched what I was about to ask Professor Ayim, because we saw that these secondary school protesters in Yaoundé and those in Boya, those women in Boya, they were protesting about the diaspora in America, that America should arrest all the activists in the USA. But we all know La Republic's cases against activists in the USA has been thrown out of the US courts as garbage. In two separate court cases, they hired conspiracy law firm, the Emmanuel Salai law firm here in the US, and has been rejected and thrown out of the court for judicial terrorism. So, Professor Ayim, can you throw a little bit light to the Ambazonian people, let them understand what is the law and how difficult it is for some people to just come and pick somebody in a country of law and they say they want to arrest? Thank you, Professor Ayim.
You know, Salah was lucky. La Republique was lucky that the lawsuits were thrown out. Because you know, when there's a lawsuit, there's a counter lawsuit, right? We were going to use that situation to send it back to sender in a counter lawsuit. So Salah is lucky, La Republique is lucky on that. But you see, as I said earlier, America is not a banana republic. You don't just wake up from sleep emotionally. You want to come and sue people without grounds. We act here, we understand the law. We're working within the legal limits of this country. The laws in this country are enforced. It's not like, you know, you put the laws back there in Yaoundé and the president can overrule at any time. Anybody can do anything. So those lawsuits were not grounded. That would have been some great publicity for us because the countersuits we're going to get on them was, I'm telling you. But anyway, we will go to other courts to get them. So let them not think that we are scared of anything about lawsuits, etc. Because America will not go against its own laws, will not suppress freedom of speech, will not view what we are doing as against any law or against any constitution. What we are doing, it's very grounded and strong. Bring it on, Salah. Bring it on. You know, mano da mano rotten. Bring it on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Ayim, for that light you throw.
Yeah, Comrade Fries, I would like to add something to what Prof just said. That America is not a banana republic to those stupid people who were demonstrating in Yaoundé. First, these people could have asked the person who will organize the demonstration, say, if La Republique don't pay more than 4 law firms in the United States for see how they will influence the American government to come after us. They not succeed for close to 4 years today. Now you will go carry a picture, go for American embassy. That's the first question they could have asked the person who will be organizing that demonstration, for tell them how stupid they are. Secondly, see when they decide to prove we say they be stupid, we want to give them small knowledge. The small knowledge we want to give all those idiots in the Republic. I call them idiots because they need to speak small sense. That say, even in the United States, if there is no agreement between the White House and the Congress, which are the most powerful instrument that govern the United States, they go to court. And when they go to court, a court is where you deal with facts and not influence. When you get to court, they are going to deal with facts and not influence. There is no way anybody in La Republique, whosoever, is going to come to the United States and take Larry Dancy to a U.S. court, and the U.S. court tells me that Southern Cameroon is part of La Republique du Cameroon. And U.S. government tells me that in the U.S., guns are sold as cosmetics are sold in La Republique. And those guns are sold for self-defense. And an Amazonian fighter who is being chased by La Republique soldier does not have the right to carry a gun to defend his or herself. I want that those idiots in La Republique du Cameroon to come and use the American court to tell me how they are going to do this. How I want them to come, since they think that they can influence. Let the American government tell them that they deal with facts and not allegations. You cannot declare a war against a people. The people carry arms to defend themselves. And they are fighting in their villages. They have not even moved from the village. The restoration fighters in Batibo are fighting and defending themselves in Batibo. Those in Kumba are fighting and defending themselves in Kumba. It is a soldier that has been transported from Douala or Yaoundé from La Republique, crossed their border illegally, and moved into their country to fight them. And when they kill you, you want to tell the American government that those people did wrong. Let them come, let's go to court. That is the highest thing that we should do. If we go to court with La Republique du Cameroon, that will be the 2020 Christmas gift to the people of Amazonia. If we go to court, any court in this world with La Republique du Cameroon, that will be a Christmas gift and a birthday party to every citizen of Amazonia. Let nobody be afraid. We have the facts. The legality is on our side. Those are gamblers. The only thing La Republique is left with now, they have used the military. It has failed them. They have gone through sabotage. It has failed them. The only instrument La Republique is left with now is those enablers. And we are going to crush those enablers. We are not begging them. Some people might think that they might go and cause some conspiracy and think that we are going to be afraid. We are not going to be threatened. Let me tell every Amazonian who has decided to offer his or her life as an enabler that we are not going to back down because of your greedy intentions. Because maybe your brother or sister or aunt or uncle is a minister, a director, or whatsoever in La Republique du Cameroon, we are going to back down and give a whole nation for your greediness. We are not going to do it. The world knows that in a war environment, evil things happen. The entire world saw ISIS behead an American journalist. Those things happen in a war zone. We are not here encouraging it. We have discouraged it 100%. We have asked our restoration forces to stay away from our civilians. They are there to protect our civilians and their property. But we are not going to give room to enablers. Let everybody on ground zero take note. We are going to defend our civilians and property and the country of Amazonia, right down to every stick in the forest. But we are not going to compromise the independence of the restoration of Southern Cameroon to the security of an enabler. Let that point get to them very clear. And let me tell every citizen of an Amazonia who has decided to make his or herself an enabler that when you make yourself an enabler, you expose yourself and make yourself a target. And you have the responsibility to take the blame if anything happens to your life. Because we are not protecting enablers, we are protecting our civilians and their properties. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. I want to use this opportunity to inform our audience that on the 30th, we have the ABC draft, which is coming up on the 30th of August, and the whole of next week will be a series of programs, with all ABC activists, hosting. So don't forget to draft for your favorite show. Remember, Secretary Chris has a basket, Lady Casey with Amber Focus, they all have baskets. Sister Comfort of the County Roots, and other hosts of activists like Erico, Clovis, Paul Nilong, Ganamov, etc., etc. We have so many hosts in the ABC TV. So don't forget, the draft is coming up, and please don't forget to come and draft for them and draft for the ABC TV. So I want to go to the next question to Uncle B. I want you to give an advice to the women, because we realize that the women are the victims of these beheadings. Why? Because some of them are being lured to go out with these military men, and they become the victims of these circumstances of beheading. So I want Uncle B to advise these young girls, these young women who are going out with these La Republic terrorist militaries, and that they have no good for them. They want to use them and dump them, or use them as a toll for these beheadings. Uncle B.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Fritz. I think we already said quite a lot that direction, but at least they know what awaits them tomorrow if they happen to continue to do that. Well, they fail to understand. So, they ever do something tomorrow, if you don't do it something, that they respect you. Now, want to be a bit lucky for what people are getting. I mean, abundantly, because they fail to say that one moment where one would take that film, and you can see for the rest of your life how it will be. That one where there is no show to the killer, so even that girl where the killer, where the first say the clap, when I hear it, say, I want to, they don't confess. They be the go for military. You value your life, or you value for go take a film. I say someone it's very awful for TV, for someone because they sleep with these people, the number of big people that like that. If you think that is what is important for you to go and see, give your life to that. The only advice we can say, don't do what to be very honest, Mr. Free, we are fighting a war. As I've always said, we don't have a means to choose the weapon of the other person. We can only choose our own weapon. And ours will be to counteract the way the other man is chosen. They don't decide to use our vulnerable people, maybe the word of long neck or weight, like those ladies. I think that they begin to take a cue. If I told them they don't be at wait till they are mommy that become for phone the comment that time where they work at. What is the document? Well, first man 1,000 miles to New York. That woman they will lead them because 100 with document in New York. Because the woman represents the moral section of the community. When you touch woman, and when woman it can't disgrace that moral position by nature, God began for them. You don't deserve to be called a woman. As we don't talk, woman are the moral section of the community that are safeguarded, even from the laws of God, safeguarded. Don't do this to a woman. They can kill 120 men. You will not see the outright when but when they touch a woman, it shows. But then if a woman thinks that the best thing for her to do It could betray that trust where God began for you as a woman. Or they trade the society where God be created a woman to safeguard them. Woman day for community like church day for the whole society. Because when they fight, they don't kill woman. They don't kill woman. But now they kill her at will. So if an enabler, that woman, they say they go follow white man or they go follow that big people, it is a bit worthwhile for them to go take it pleasure for one day. And they suffer end up, when they leave. And then the curse where they will use suffer for the rest of your life. I don't know how trustworthy that is. Because the problem is, as I talk about that, I mean that for Frundi, for Tariko. That way they work Frundi with the other house. They see where to woman be stand. Empty lesson. The Takamba did a great job. And that's why it protect Mr. Frundi, even though it is becoming very funny. He doesn't even think that those women did something for him. But they throw them under the bus. So if we see an example, if a young girl, because it's not body, but a young girl, if they see what those ladies did to safeguard the life and age of Frundi in the 90s, I think we'll give the for which they're going to do now. When they say they're a war, forgive yourself. Follow my way. Let me tell you a story, Mr. For where I come from. I tell you, Amber boys are great. Some a girl, but they go follow the commandant for Uganda. The Amber boy, is shoot his sister for hand. And show you for to say, don't try with me. No matter say, brother, you know if you betray the cause, or you know if you betray me. Following that military person is automatically selling me to that person. And he shot her. Now for sure, that one say, if somebody will shoot his brother, how much more? For my way, you go take her, they go kill your brother, they go kill your sister. So they will do you with it. So it's forewarned it to be it's a situation where our little sisters, they need education. But we must know say something when their head, they are not for it, don't unscrew it. I mean, if you would not 100 years, they'll think they will increase. But then if they think that they value their life, it's up to them. If they think that they value that 3 minutes of pleasure, it's up to them. But we are here to say it is wrong for you to serve your people, serve your mommy, serve your papa, serve your brother. Serve your conscience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Uncle B. That was very powerful advice to the ladies, to the women who are, going about, with these military men, and later on they become like, they get entangled into the struggle, and the restoration forces sometimes can take them for spies, and so that is a very good one, Uncle B. I want us to talk a little bit on something that happened in Moyuka. This issue of the DDR Center, where we had that almost 200 of our, they say, the ex-fighters.
Comrade Freeze, let me cut you short. Professor Martin wanted to say something, and maybe you want to advise, because this issue of advising our people on ground zero is very, very important. Before Prof will come in, I want to tell people for ground zero, say me they know, say more than 20,000 Ambazonians have been slaughtered by the colonial occupational forces of La République du Cameroon. Your words and action on that land is over matter. You can be talking stupid things besides somebody who has lost his entire family, and that person is not going to smile with you. You might be dancing besides somebody whose mother or father has been killed. So, to those on ground zero, fellow citizens of Ambazonian, fellow Southern Cameroonians, watch your words and your action. Because me, I know some people that for diaspora away, just their mouth, if they put them for ground zero, they don't get up to 60 minutes for leave. Just they can't watch the way they come out for their mouth. The only reason why they still leave now because they are in the diaspora. So for those on ground zero, please watch your words and your action. And to the women, history shows that women are used to commit evil. When an enemy wants to penetrate an environment, history shows that they ever use woman for cross the bridge. So all restoration forces on ground zero are aware of this. They are aware of the consequences of La Republic using women. So woman for ground zero, please know that they are looking at you as a means where La Republic will use and forget to them. So your closeness to any restoration forces or administrator is putting your life in danger. We are taking God's name for back una. Una take the precaution. Thank una so much.
Okay. Professor Ayim,
Yes.
can you add something to those?
Yes. Yes, I need to. When it comes to talking about women, I need to. I want our Amazonian women to know that we respect them. We love them. They are mothers of our children. They are our mothers. And that they are part and parcel of this struggle. And talking about the women, the Northwest, Southwest women, looking from Genesis, they were trained by the French embassy as peace ambassadors, sponsored by the UNDP, to be neutral, to promote peace. But what has obtained is they are more vocal when it is something that is against the struggle. They go to demonstrate when it is something that is against the struggle. They are siding with La Republique. Salim Boumen is a teacher in Ebolowa. She's taken sides. They have become contractors for La Republique. That is morally wrong. Okay, you know why they stopped? They didn't demonstrate in Muyuka? Because the facts were coming out there was a La Republique that committed a crime. That is not fairness on the part of the women. This is my clarion call. And to the young girls, know that we're in this struggle for you. We are in this struggle to get a better future for you. Don't fall prey to a temporary satisfaction and ruin a whole posterity. Some of them murdered are mothers. When you go now and you become a traitor and then the murder occurs, what happens to the child? What happens to the posterity of the children? So it is my clarion call to these young girls. Please know that you will be used to fight the Amazonian struggle. But please make sure that you have a conscience and be one of those frontline fighters to defend the cause, because we are in this struggle for the right reasons. For you, for the children you are going to have, for the children you have, for just small children, for our brothers and sisters, for everybody. I, here in the US, a professor in a university, I have nothing to lose to just stop talking, to just stop being in this struggle, but have given up everything to join the struggle to fight for posterity, not for money. So let all of us sacrifice and do the right thing to move this struggle forward. And for my colleagues who have become enablers for some reasons, I want you to do some soul searching. I want you to do some soul searching. Ask yourself in the right place. When we started this struggle, I am talking to Ochoa Yaba to start with. Is this what we agreed on? Because I worked with him in the youth league. Is this what we agreed on? What has happened? So please, let's do some soul searching, come together and get a logical conclusion to this struggle in the shortest time possible. Victory is on our side. Thank you, our women. Please come back to our senses. Let's do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ayim. this issue is a very important issue that we're gonna have this particular topic, the role of women, in a separate day, because we all know that women, started this process. This protest started with the women holding their peace plan, and also the Takenben women, and also even the diaspora women. There were these diaspora women going to embassies and doing protests, but not this type of protest. Protest that they only come and protest when it favors La Republique. Where were they when they killed Lady Ayafo? Where were they when they killed these pregnant women in Gabo? Where were they? Just last 2 days ago, they killed a pregnant woman. A pregnant woman was shot dead. Where were they? So the women that march in Boya are just there for their own belly. They have no benefit for the struggle. So thank you, panelists, for that good advice to the women, because the story of women in this struggle is just very, very diabolical. Most women have been fall short of these kind of issues just because they go out with the military. Thank you very much. Another important issue that went last week was this issue of the DDR Center. We heard that some 200 or so members of the DDR Center, the news was that they were begging for food in the streets, and they were ex-combatants. And later on, we heard that some of them were used to these gruesome atrocities in Muyuka. The beheadings, the kidnappings have been committed by some of these ex-combatants. So I want to ask Mr. Larry, most of these restoration fighters have been cautioned to stay away from these ex-combatants. What do you think about this?
Yes, when you said La République used the ex-combatant to commit atrocity, nobody can deny that. Because what those boys are doing is they are now working directly for La République. They have full-time enablers helping La République and trying to make sure that the revolution fails. Let me quote one instance. Mr. Nambere, we saw there was a day Nambere acted a film in Yaoundé. Might be he thought Ambazonians are stupid, as he is stupid without a drop of water in that his calabash head. They kept a Prado and then asked him to just make some true statement and climb into it. What he did not show us was how he started the Prado and drove it away. He only showed us how he was trying to get into it and sit on it. He did not even show us how he touched the key. That is the drama that La République would always use them to act. La République will use them to do many things. But I have one thing to these enablers. Anybody who is keeping one secret, who knows one secret of La République in the atrocity in Ambazonia will be killed by La République. Starting from Padi Asanga, the one they call my country people is called who? The one in UK.
Yes.
Right down to
Titus.
right down
Yes,
to
I don't know his name.
Santos, right
He's my
down to Dr. Santos here in the US, right down to whosoever, if Eric Tato is involved, anybody who knows one secret that La République has committed in Southern Cameroon, including those in DDR, is a dead man, and they will be killed by La République. Right to Franklin Jumbe, they will be killed because La République will want to destroy the evidence. That happened in Moyoka, we all saw it. The fact that those 4 boys were zoomed and snapped to make sure that they were the real people that were killed, was sending a message that La République was trying to destroy the evidence of what happened in Moyuka. And tomorrow, La République is not going to allow Padi Asanga go free or Conda Titus go free with the evidence. They are going to destroy those evidence. The evidence is where? The evidence are not in a fire that they're going to burn it. The evidence is in their head. So the only way you're going to take the evidence from them is to kill them. They are going to invite them to Yaoundé 1-1, give them red carpet into the presidency as Conda Tacto is bragging now. I was invited to the president. You brag now. They want to get what they want to get from you. When they are done with you, they have to destroy the evidence. And to destroy the evidence is to blow that head which is carrying the evidence. All these people, as I said, Padi Asanga, Conda Titus, Dr. Santos, all those who are making those noise in Yaoundé, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, they are living cops. I don't doubt it. All those who are in DTS, they can say that they are murdered. I know how detentions in La République are, particularly when they come to these prisoners of war. La République is not taking them lightly. Those boys are under strict control and security. They cannot escape from La République. La République will only take them out and destroy them. La République will take them out and kill. If they say some 130 to 200 are missing, they are not missing. If they are not found in those GDR or they are not found somewhere kept by La République, Ambazonians, they have been slaughtered. La République will do everything to destroy the evidence. I am very sorry for anybody who is acting like an enabler in La République. Starting with Atanji Paul. I want to ask if Atanji Paul sits, look at himself, and look at Marafa, and ask, am I better to Paul Biya than Marafa Amidou Yaya? Am I better to Paul Biya than Polycarp Abba? Am I better to Paul Biya than Mendoza? Am I better to Paul Biya than all those Paul Biya has detained in prison? Yeah. So,
Comrade Larry, we shall get to Atanji later. Let me just thank you for sorry for cutting you. We shall get to Atanji, that ex-convict. Wait, just wait. Let's finish with this ex-combatant from the DDR Center. I want to ask Professor Ayim about this.
Yes.
What, Professor Ayim, I want to know your opinion about these 200 ex-fighters missing. This can be a very great signal that you know, we don't know yet if they are killed. We don't know. Maybe La République is trying to play a game. So what do you think, Professor Ayim?
Look, you don't have to be Einstein to figure out, to understand that these people are not existing. Now, La République produced a list of those from DDR who were there and are not more there, to prove your point. Those people, according to me, La République has killed them. Okay, and based on these atrocities happening in the Amazonia, listen, the interim government has issued a statement to the people of Amazonia and to the international community. If you don't mind it, give me 5 minutes to read the entire letter. It's 3 pages. It was just issued today. Because a responsible government takes a position of investigation to give out facts, not innuendos. So if you don't mind it, let me read this statement to the people who are listening. Statement of the government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia on atrocity crimes committed by La République du Cameroun in the territory of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, dated today. The interim government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia issued a statement condemning the gruesome murder of Comfort Tumasang in Makanga quarters, Muyuka, about 500 meters near a French Cameroon military detachment. The interim government once more extends its condolences to the family of the murdered Ambazonian and all Ambazonian victims of the atrocity crimes which are committed with impunity by French Cameroon military and its allies, the militia and proxy forces. The interim government reassures Ambazonia and the international community that this murder, all atrocity crimes, and the campaign of blackmail by French Cameroon engaged by the French Cameroon to conceal its criminal responsibility will not dampen the fighting spirit of Ambazonians to intensify the fight for the restoration of our homeland until victory is assured. The interim government welcomes the call by concerned international actors for credible, independent investigations of the murder of Comfort Tumasang and atrocity crimes targeting civilians in Ambazonia, generally, in particular, crimes targeting women, children, the clergy, and humanitarian assistance personnel. The call by the UN and the international community safeguards the integrity and reputation of these international actors and demonstrates their resistance to be persuaded by blackmail. So the call for investigations as opposed to mischievous imputations of responsibility without verifiable evidence deprives French Cameroon and its agents once more an opportunity to rely on its atrocity crime, which our investigations established was committed by the French Cameroon military and affiliated militias to blackmail the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. The interim government holds the strong opinion that the responsibility to conduct the investigations cannot be undertaken by French Cameroon. It must be undertaken by an independent international fact-finding mission in the context of the ongoing genocide by French Cameroon in Ambazonia. Considering the record of international criminality and impunity of French Cameroon in the prosecution of its genocidal war, considering the crimes against humanity, war crimes, genocide, French Cameroon's professed bad faith and unwillingness to investigate crimes in which the victims have publicly identified its military, allied militia, and proxy forces as perpetrators, the interim government, as a matter of urgency, strongly appeals to the United Nations with the support of the international community and independent international actors to send a fact-finding mission to the Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, with a robust mandate to investigate this crime and all other crimes that have been committed and are being committed in the territory of Ambazonia. The interim government further urges the United Nations, with the support of the international community, to establish an independent transitional justice mechanism to try the perpetrators of these crimes, or to make a referral of the situation to the International Criminal Court to assume jurisdiction over the crimes. This urgent appeal is further premised on the following aggravating factors: the magnitude of the crimes, the impunity with which they are committed, the humanitarian calamity, and the growing threats to peace and security in Ambazonia and the Gulf of Guinea. The murder of Comfort Tumasang and that of many other Ambazonian women fall within the context of the systemic military campaign embarked on by French Cameroon's genocidal forces. French Cameroon uses rape and sexual slavery in its war efforts. The massacre of members of the clergy, health care personnel, humanitarian assistance personnel, starvation as a weapon of war, unbearable conditions of life through the systemic, indiscriminate burning down of Ambazonian civilian settlements and the destruction of the civilian subsistence economy. The interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia recalls that many of these atrocity crimes have been going on for 59 years and intensified with the declaration of war against Ambazonia by the president of French Cameroon on November 30, 2017. So the French-Cameroon war strategy has focused on attacking Amazonian civilians and civilian targets. The murder of Comfort Tumosa and other Amazonian victims was executed in furtherance of this policy. French-Cameroon's public and tacit admission of responsibility for the crimes is discernible from the conduct of its military and civilian commanders. It is also discernible from the information published in its official and proxy media networks and intercepted intelligence reports by the interim government. They all point conclusively to the criminal responsibility of French Cameroon for the crimes for the purpose of its desperate campaigns of blackmail against restoration forces. French Cameroon does not have an independent judicial mechanism to conduct credible independent investigations and prosecutions and does not have a witness protection program in its judicial system. Its judiciary is politicized, militarized, and operates at the pleasure of the President of the French Republic. So it is a genocidal death squad enforcement mechanism that has subjected thousands of Amazonians to unbearable, inhuman conditions of life in French Cameroon's dungeons for lengthy periods of time, with many starved to death in chains without trial. The judicial system cannot be relied on to carry out credible independent investigations and prosecutions and meet internationally guaranteed fair trial standards. The interim government has a publicly acclaimed zero tolerance policy towards crimes against civilians in the territory of Amazonia. The interim government maintains a strict disciplinary regime that investigates and punishes crimes identified to have been committed by restoration forces and investigates and documents crimes committed by French Cameroon forces, its allied militias, and proxy forces operating within the territory of Amazonia. Their investigations conducted by the interim government have comprehensively established that the murder of Comfort Tumosa was planned and executed by French Cameroon using its military and allied militia. French Cameroon and its proxies admitted that the Comfort was a victim of sexual slavery by its military. The facts demonstrate that the murder was carried out in order to place responsibility on Amazonian restoration forces on the pretext that she was an enabler based on her association with the military of French Cameroon. But her intimate relationship with French Cameroon military was known only by the French Cameroon military. French Cameroon's proxy social media, a gullible press, compromised activists, and CPDM party operatives were mobilized to mount a pre-planned campaign of blackmail against Amazonian restoration forces in the hope of using this officially sanctioned murder as a subterfuge to subvert the internationally endorsed Swiss negotiation intended to address the root causes of the conflict to end the conflict. The desperate conduct of French Cameroon in militarizing and politicizing the burial of the victim, a first among several others in Amazonia, politically motivated demonstrations and its officially coordinated media campaign of blackmail have established a public record of the attempted cover-up of this official crime, which, like many others, must not go unpunished. For this reason, the interim government reaffirms its determination and that of the restoration forces to protect the lives, property, and sovereignty of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. All appropriate actions will be taken and intensified to push French Cameroon out of our territory to its border at independence on January 1, 1960. Our steady march of victory to Boya will not waver. Signed, President Samuel I. Sako. That's a message from a responsible government to the people of Amazonia and to the international community. That is our position, and that's where we stand.
Thank you, Professor Ayim. That was a wonderful communique, and I hope that all the Amazonian people have heard how we have to win this thing. We have to win this thing and go to Boya as soon as possible. I want to call Uncle B to come and tell us this action of La Republique. How is it related to a pay to play? You know, this guy of Tondongomba in Houston, you know, the guy is not even ashamed of what he's doing. He went and called this guy, this general called Charger, to pay 10 million, you know, francs CFA to claim responsibility of this gruesome murder of Sister Comfort Chi in Muyuka. We all know General Charger was not even on the scene, but he accepted to be, you know, to be held responsible because he needed some money for his materials. So, Uncle B, can you say something about this pay to play that happened?
Sorry, Mr. Afid, before I get there, let me say something with respect to the escapees from EDR centers. It points to two things, and it gives a warning to our people, and especially those enablers. If those centers are created to take care of those who lay down their hands and the government is going to take care, how can any just fit onto the fact that they work at better? A point back to the same thing we talk saying that we get only one reason we use it. They don't use that. We get used to it. If Larry don't take it, it's okay, I'm going to take care for what. Then we come over and work at beg chop for road. Or we not get chop for you. It down where they had the Larry playing the game. I say encouraging others to come in. When the city they say they need others to lay their hands on them. Therefore, as Professor Ayebi talked, the number escape. These boys cannot be found anywhere. It's just a mechanism to come out to preempt the fact that they're not dealing with it. What they know say that we don't finish them. And if you can't have a similar provision, they're not going to feed them. That's okay. But we don't say they're wrong. They're wrong both sides. If the 15 man for bed until he die, and they go create center, put it come so they up to 200, 300 of them. What's that they don't go? You not sure say you prove for the world that you are incompetent to feed even your own people. And on the other side, as I talk, it is just a cover of a magazine who will know say they boy that they're not there again. Go any my way to 300 the people will run for them. They be run which day and half. And where are they? Okay, we were community where at least most of the people they did they community that come from. Whether that compact but they don't understand for somewhere. It is just a mechanism for reliability loss where they talk say you lost evidence. So even if you did court, you know if you answer because you not get proof, so when you send that in out there preemptive. Because there's no reason why you will bring people waiting in an ex-combat and then you keep that about 200, there'll be another 201 day on a successive way that they run. And they run, so they run 200, 300. And that said, I want to say something, I want to handle the two about Obasa, brothers and sisters. It is obvious. We know that we bring their style by us and the vulnerable one they did for one minute. That by them, that don't take against us. Can you think of the days the Mark Barretta used to be the people's platform? The editor you say he represents everything. They largely know that somebody that it has value for us is the person. Largely know the appoint my way every 3 years for a government. If the appoint only my way, he will use it for close week. See what Atanji? He knows that he cannot listen to his people. So the best person to serve me is that person who is going to crush his people. That is exactly what you do. We have taken a little bit of dimension here for which you consider wrong and I think go the style of like where he has to do that could be any company. It's not a story to me. If you look history, look at what happened to the UPC. Like France been orchestrated that why? Because you wanted to want complete independence. I know independent way it be linked to France. And what was they supposed to do? Finish everybody they own a brain and be something to do with that ideology. They call their hair hanger for road. So it not be strange for what say today, say, now their style for key and people that head to road. They did it to UPC. But unfortunately, UPC ran to our side and we gave the shelter. And now they really want to say, no, they support we. They come on, really support and my way, they be orchestrate their behaving and everything be happen. So what I'm trying to say here is Larwick has one system we know say they him a tie here for up. In a bit to scary order, in a bit to say that I'm savage. That's what Frenchman does. Because the UPC was done by French, not even by Larwick alone. But the French forces that did that. They said document to us how they came and did that. It's not strange. So if they ask, they don't imagine say if you own your bay, the UPC was saying that wanted complete independence. And then we to the way to one, you know, they say complete independent one. And so that when they behave we, you know, that behave, you know, raise their head because they want complete independence. So it is exactly the same to my brothers and sisters. Pay them, let them, let them do one. So that if somebody asks, I say, but no, that their brother that they do one. No, not that their brother that they do one. So if Marlon go back, no. But to be honest with you, when it just started, when they say you do investigative journalism, are you to think that people was credible until this act of this man with this chapter that he comes up? How will he call an innocent? Well, he was on the vulnerability of those because they are innocent. Maybe they are not well informed. I will give you 10 million. Then that was okay. I will do. I came. I said okay. I don't grace. I will do. And he again. He's coming from. He was not even there.
Yeah.
How will you be killing somebody and taking ownership and kill somebody? The very first day he did not come out clear. He said he did when he was elected. The second time he's coming out to say no, he was not there. He was not there, but they did it. Why did it? But he wasn't there. And then they had to okay, the way they said they would give 10,000, 10 million, and he believes when he take that 10 million, he will buy now your material. But you don't kill that person. You believe say the Republic don't ever respect any engagement to anybody, even international bodies. They have never. I'm working with a common bush boy like you. They can carry 10 million, can't give. I say, okay, like will give me 10 million, I fall for it. I is in a bit of soiling and a revolution. People say we must be very vigilant. If we are not vigilant to which will are back on this time around, those beheaded. But he tried to turn the international community attention against us. Saying I really work at it. But they fail to know one thing. Truth not be ever lost.
Okay.
Truth will always come up no matter the time, it will always prevail. And that's why it's prevailing, not waiting to happen. Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much, Uncle B. I want to those who are just coming to share, and share. I want to tell you that ABC TV on Amazonian to register in the AB Club. You know, so you can go online and subscribe to ABC TV. Remember, ABC TV only liberation outlet for Amazonians to connect to our people on the ground. So it, you know, the ABC TV helps us to inform and educate on the plight of the people in Ground Zero. So go online and register ABC Club and join the club. But don't also forget, on the 30th of this month, AB will be holding their draft. So you come and join and let's draft for AB. Thank you very much. Well, Amazonians, we'll move to the next topic. This one concerns the ex-convict Atanji. Atanji went on and banned machetes. You know, he said that machetes were banned, you know, for local population, for farmers, and even for local iron welders. You know, but I want to ask our comrade Larry, don't you think that this law and claim of this Atanji is like a blanket, you know, into homes? Maybe they're looking for and looking for something, then they just intimidate and harass people, because this is like a false pretext, you know, looking for maybe machetes into houses that they're looking for machetes. The word, Comrade Larry.
Yeah, thank you once more. The way I saw it is that when you run out of strategies, when your strategy don't finish, you dey try for use every remedy wey you fit do am for solve a problem. La République don already run out of strategies. Now wetin wey dey happen with them na confusion. First, for Atanji for be like the Minister of Territorial Administration for La République, he be promise for deliver. And the promise he been say he go kill all Amba fighters, make La République continue a reign over southern Cameroon. Unfortunately for Atanji, for all this time, his strategy they don't fail. This guy now, he not still get what for talking for a boss. Because the question I say, what is still going on, sir? That's the question they're asking him. Because how can somebody be sitting in the capital of La République du Cameroon where you have diplomatic corps, the American ambassador, the British High Commissioner, the Canadian High Commissioner, people who talk little and reason sense. You can't talk to me, they pick matches out. The question they'll ask you and say, is that the only weapon that is being used during war? Is that the only weapon? If those who are committing those acts, you take all the machetes in Amazonia, take all the knives, they start use rope for hang people, you go cut all rope for bush. Eh? If they decide now say they're not going to use machete again, they will start use bow and arrow. You go stop them for produce bow and arrow. If they tell you say they will start using a petrol, anybody where any enabler they will burn with petrol, you will stop all motor for run because me they don't say petrol. That is the strategy of somebody who has run out of strategies. And he has nothing to say. Today I hear the time for talk say some funds they made a return for their villages because peace don't reign. Make yes go for Santa. The question the fund the facilitator asking I say, sir, can you start by going to Santa? Sleep for day 1 week, then me I go for Kumbo, go sleep because I know say the fund of saw is a runaway too. Me the fund of saw asking say if you go stay 1 month for Santa, okay, me too I go back for Kumbo. That is to prove to you that's how you feel prove for me say peace don't reign. So this man has run out of strategy and he was there because he was not appointed as Minister of Territorial Administration. He was just given an administrative office to help kill the people of Amazonia, and he has done it. He has done it. He has helped to kill so many people, and now the revolution is not going anywhere. The people are determined, everybody is committed. The civilians, the way they be think say they will cause that pain on them, they turn against our restoration forces. The civilians understand that all these things are the game of La République. They saw it in the days of the SDF. They saw it in everything that La République has done. When La République they continue for do all these things that they do and so, La République no know say till the least Amazonia know say no truth will come out of the mouth of La République. Even the diplomats that are in Yaoundé, they don't even trust La République for one thing. What is hooking La République? If they like, they go up, they come down, they go right, they go left. Mr. Fritz, if you get a quarrel with somebody and they don't set a table where that issue can be reconciled, and you refuse to go for reconciliation, there is nothing that is going to happen and you win the case. Swiss has been waiting for La République. The African Union has supported it. The United Nations and the United Nations Security Council, the United States, Canada, Britain, they have all supported the Swiss initiative. So La Republic can commit anything. The only question they will ask you, if you don't go for negotiation, this thing could not have been happening. So what they are doing is a fair strategy. They don't have anything to offer to La Atanji has anything or nothing to offer to La Republic. He is just making himself a fool. Because sometimes if he makes a statement where you go ask and say, does this really represent the Minister of Territorial Administration? That all the DOs, the governor, they take instruction from him. You got to send me the clear matches out. The first question American ambassador will ask and they say, in America, more than 30,000 people are dying from gun violence. They never move gun there for store. Then you will come move matches for Amazonia. It doesn't make sense. It's not making sense to any reasonable person. They are just telling the world how stupid and how they have run out of strategies. The only thing we need now is we are pleading with our restoration forces. We caution them and we advise our restoration forces protect the lives and property of our civilians. They should not cause pain on our civilians. When the civilians are on our side, the world is on our side, the truth is on our side, God is on our side, nobody is going to defeat us. We are going to Amazonia. The only reason why this thing is still darking through is that if for 2016 we don't make a pap enter Boya, we for enter Boya with a group of enablers and send out. As this thing is darking out, all those evil ones are falling off. And then by the time we shall get to Boya, we are going to know the cost of the country called Amazonia because of the price that we are going to pay. We have paid. When we shall get to Boya, we are going to know the cost of the country called Amazonia because of the price that we have paid.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. That was very in-depth analysis, and that is what we want in this, in this platform. I want to ask Professor Ayum, this Atanji's cutlass and rod ministerial order also grants the legal authority to harass people and conduct like these unwarranted searches against innocent civilians, under the false pretext of searching for maybe illegally purchased cutlasses and rods with the intention of maybe to make these explosives or bombs. So this is the new motive. I want to ask Professor Ayim, what do you think about this? This kind of cover-up that the Atanganjis and the La Republic government are trying to do against our people. We know that the interim government says that no law will hold in our land. And we have to tell our people the legality and illegality of this so that to avoid any kind of unwarranted searches. So, Professor Ayim.
Yes. Listen, to me, these are the kicks, the last kicks of a dying horse. These are the last kicks of a dying horse. Look, the people are strongly behind this struggle. Atanji's first failure was a refugee visit by the Southwest governor to the refugee camps and to Calabar. The refugees stood up and made their statement. Now that trip could not be carried out. If Atanji, they could think, they would realize that they have lost it. They have instead helped us gain diplomatic grounds. They have exposed how they have lost this battle, this war. So that's it. Now, coming down to, I saw the funds. You gather the funds, they're in Yaoundé, they're not in Bamenda, they're not in Boya, they're in Yaoundé. Yes, you're telling them they have to come back because auxiliaries of administration. Okay, let them come back. We're waiting, let them come back and talk from their palaces. More so, you, Atanji, come to Santa first. to show an example, like Larry said. There is one thing gathering people and holding a meeting there in Yaoundé to showcase to the world that all things are returning to normalcy. Nothing is returning to normalcy. You have not seen it yet. Atanji, La Republique, you will leave Amazonia. Now talking about these machetes. This is the funniest policy you can think of. You are like telling my old mother or an old woman in the village that before you get a cutlass, go and tell the deer, go and take permission from the deer to get a cutlass to chapter a farm to make something to eat. Does that make sense? When the government reduces to that level, that tells you the level of desperation out there. So, Amazonians, let's tighten up. Protect our people, defend our people, defend our land. Be friends to the community where you are. Atanji is losing it. They have lost it. Just one more push. At the kicks, the last kicks of a dying horse. Per my view.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want us to move
Mr. Fritz,
to this.
Mr. Fritz, wait. Mr. Fritz, let me say something in respect to that. The question of machete or the question of machete on a quarter on a cutlass.
Okay, yeah.
You see, to any government,
Man, no rest.
any government, before you want to pass a policy, you first consider how that policy goes for the general well-being of your people before you give a policy in place, and how safety it is going to conduct such a policy. Okay, the question you ask yourself with this pattern thing, I say, the enabler when they did for Southern Cameroon, and they don't ban for last, so nobody they ban for them too, and only for. How do you separate between Maui and a fighter where you get to fight for last, or Nigeria with the approval with the background check, you don't ever support them? The problem is they are inflicting pain to everybody. They point to our enabler. Say when you are in a system, you're there amongst people. No say anything they can in terms of law, it affect everybody. Now at times the doctors say not buy or last. They don't give you a story, you will go buy your own for it. Maybe doctors say you to not buy or last. And what is the end result? If my way is supported by the die hungry, my way is support at times it will die hungry, we don't get people buy or last. We don't go farm. But when you go for ask about where did you get your last from? So you see a policy ill-conceived like this one. It punish everybody. Not even the targeted people, they just say, "What punish them?" Because there is no store where don't put us, okay, now only put the support that Atanji you can't buy from last year. But for the no support, they don't feel bad. It don't put that limitation to everybody. Both supporters of our revolution and those of La Republique of Cameroon. So the law they affect now everybody. Plus the all people where it is very protect them. So that ill-conceived that law is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. I was about to ask you about this. I know you will bring a little bit of historical perspective in. Hello. Yes, Uncle B. Yes, I want you to. I want to. Yes, I'm getting you.
Let me just chime in. If nobody's coming in, let me chime in.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Let me chime in if nobody's coming in. Fritz?
No, no, go ahead, sir.
Me, Prof?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What people should know, Amazonians should know now, is that the United Nations General Assembly is coming up next month, September 15th through the 22nd. So La Republique is so desperate to have a narrative to present to the international community to win sympathy. So their move towards Bamuyuka and the mothers there and Mautu, etc., trying to pin it on Amazonian Restoration Forces did not work. Now the next attempt was, okay, let Okalia go visit a diplomatic visit to Calabar, and then from there, he can visit the refugees. The refugees rose up. That did not work. Now the next attempt was to get the funds now to meet in Yaoundé to give the impression that, and to send a message that things were normalizing, so the funds will go home. And he, again, foolishly said, not now, but until some things are put in place. So all these are just attempts to try to give a narrative to the international community, knowing that the United Nations General Assembly is coming up next month. They have lost it on all grounds. There is no normalcy. Things are escalating. So he's missing the point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that highlight on that aspect. We were supposed to come there, a little bit later after we finish this issue of Frundi. He has been to be housing the terrorist B element in his residence. So we want to talk about this, the role of Frundi in this revolution. What he has been doing, is it really his thirst for power, or is it his appetite for La Republique's blood money that has rendered him and his SDF party totally blind to their ultimate demise? Because he all is focused on building a relationship with La Republique by offering his homes and all those. So I don't understand what he really wants, because he cares less about the future. He doesn't think about the children and the suffering because of greed. So I want to ask Uncle B, this is what I wanted to ask you, Uncle B. What is your historical take about the role that Niger Frundi has played in this revolution? Because he has been doing this for quite some time, and we all know he's always talking about federation. He has his issue of we want to make 4-state federation or whatever. I don't know what that means. Uncle B.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Fritz. You see, for any leader, when you lead people, you never be at any one point stop look back for the leader. They like blindly, they don't know what you do. If you get a follow, any political leader or anything, you must always look back. Say, do I see how the people that supported me behind me? And even you examine yourself, you can either change for good or change for good. Just probably has changed for what? Let me tell you a story honestly. In Bafosa, the campaign, I was a young guy in Bafosa in the 90s when we had his when 92 when he ran for election. The campaign in Bafosa, I used to be a teacher in Bafon. I'm telling you, we left Bafan for Bafosa in the morning around 9 o'clock. I used to be what they call a vanguard in Bafan. We went to Bafosa. Frundi came in around 1 o'clock. We hadn't even drank any small water for that. If I know we don't die that day, let me say, go move my hand for that. That way he enter and then we put that stick that he put the people not going to leave room, make it pass. That way he enter, that rope close on us. I'm telling you, I find we even not be seeing some Red Cross people that saw how I was struggling. I for die that day. Now that kind of thing we went from the way to look by with us whether I'm by whether they it would look to the third party, they be caught batty for we start take home they the conny. How many boys they be died that day we they be launching SDF? 6 of them died. How many people they be there on the street every day? How many people tell them I can carry Bamenda? They carry caterpillar for that way to go cow junction. Hey, who caterpillar be start bring can for road only from blocker? Pay all trees around hospital around about say, so you know if the tell from the cover. Now that's when you be leader, you look back say how far have I? You see, when we had the AAC one in Bamenda, even though I couldn't be allowed, but I mean also the second day Frundi was coming in, the interviewee Frundi talk say, even if be political leader, but if you get to identify yourself with the people, But unfortunately today, Frundi, so they even talk the way they now. During that time for PMUC, they began to say Frundi in house. I said, how you begin to that time they talk about boycott French goods. When a French company that they launch inside a house, and you are campaign of French goods. So you take it back from time when the revolution started. Some of us used to get that sympathy for Frundi, say, okay, again, a national party, if it can be all what you go do with French people. But now Frundi has completely buried the SDF. SDF cannot get even one seat in the Northwest province. That was his base. So in Namawe, it led people looks at, but when am I? What am I doing to the people that follow me? You step back and re-examine the people who were behind me. Nobody there can openly abuse me and do anything. And that man has remained adamantly unrepentant to think that he did something. Morning as a battle, we not find a morning a very, very battle. And there was somebody like Frundi. You know, the Cameroon again. He doesn't say that for why my country. And then they threw it back to the people who are dying like this. Frundi don't fool when I eat for why my country is steady. When I feel stay for why my country like Frundi, you cannot. Okay, you don't give how many to the stay inside a house. You get house for them for military too, you not get that. So you're all getting for Frundi back now waiting. Greed, selfishness for somebody that once was an icon. They from the one pass any man or who can see that only an eyesight, but today Canada carries stone through it. And finally, don't go on exile, self-exile. We cannot withstand any Cameroon anymore. So when you see the SDF, also their Samayi than they, also their Sanga than they, also the Moon and the day. Frundi brought SDF to change life in Ambazonia Cameroon. He criticized Pobia for staying on the sea for too long. And yet he followed the same track. He wouldn't want to go away. So what lesson are you then giving to the people? From you never look that time where they be carry empty lads for your compound. Every morning, every day they get devotion. Every morning they say that they pray. Anything without attacking by the beginning. In okay. He knows that me Frundi is me Frundi. It is very, very disheartening for a once a leader. When don't you reconsider your position? Just imagine for bring tea that is stay for your house. Key house is very, very disgraceful. That man has brought himself, even if you see gets of small respect, has brought himself that. What was he thinking? Say, I should allow the bee to stay in my house? And yet I say, I'm an Ambazonian? I will know Ambazonian who are enablers? So you want us to call you what? A sympathizer of an Ambazonian? They go secretly carry money. They go secretly negotiate with Larabee to Cameroon. Then they come and stand at to us an interview. What do you want me to do? I'm West Walker. It is but stupidity for an adult, a father, grandfather. We nothing say, wait till my grandchildren do. Wait till the one where they don't die, don't take them order the train code, the way they don't finish under the SDF. That man cannot think that they died for freedom. SDF was sung for freedom. And you ask, they say, whether not the freedom, what would they want? Because you lead people, where you get power because of the people. Where through the act, say, people, they give me the power now. What have you power to the people? Now it is power to an individual, no longer the power to the people. It's a shame. It's a shame for Malek of that caliber. For bringing B. But the beginning, they come out, go kill. And he stay comfortable. That I'm a leader of the people. By the time they come. I say, well, don't remember why my country no favor come for Amazonia again. His time is coming. But that could believe they don't win. The time is coming. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Uncle B. That was very powerful. I want to ask this particular question to Comrade Larry. Frundi has been very adamant to this struggle. All this why, instead of withdrawing his parliamentarians from the La Republique Parliament, he fights back against the struggle. he was arrested twice by the restoration forces, but yet rejected their offer to withdraw all his parliamentarians and senators from the kangaroo parliament. Sorry. So, Comrade Larry, does he still have a chance to do this?
My brothers and sisters of Ambazonia, John Frundi would be the highest scam we don't live in the land of Ambazonia. Abiyesi Atanji na chief man, CBB scammer. John Frundi is more evil than Atanji Paul. John Frundi has destroyed more than Atanji Paul. If I put the people of Ambazonia side by side with John Frundi, Frundi is an evil man. Because sometime in life, you turn and look at those who have raised you to where you are. Frundi completely turned his back against the people that stood with him in the 90s. Frundi completely gave that ears to the people when they make ye, they even know ye for the next village. Who be know Frundi other than a BB bookshop, which was not even comparable to any other bookshop in Bamenda? Ambazonia should know that before Frundi came into the SDF, Frundi was full-time CPDM, contested for elections, primaries in Santa and lose as CPDM, was now brought into this struggle by the cousin when the name is getting off my head. When the process in the formation of a revolutionary something organization that was going to fight for the plight of the people of Southern Cameroon by Pa Abenmukong. I remember the name, Pa Abenmukong. That was the person who conceived this idea, and Frundi was brought in as the third or fourth party. We should remember that when Frundi diverted from the agenda, Abenmukong tell Frundi, John Frundi, if you enter a 2D, I, Abenmukong, will go on exile. Frundi gave dead ears to those who even conceived the idea. Anybody look Abenmukong anymore, anybody regard anybody anymore, they go ahead for launch a party or go a 2D, which was not the mission. From there, Frundi has been fighting to be the president of La Republique all his life. Let me say it here. Frundi, if he can't talk all lie, go finish. Frundi not get this restoration of Southern Cameroon. Even the federation where they preach, Frundi is a liar. I led 43 youths into Frundi's compound after the second to the last presidential election. Frundi go always find an excuse for accuse you. As any accuse Ambazonia Restoration Forces now, he go always find something for accuse you. We be reach for Frundi gate, we take permission, security be tight for Frundi gate. We took permission at the gate. They went and seek his opinion. He asked us to come in. We get inside. The first thing we Frundi accused me and say, we don't come for, can't take it hostage. You are taking somebody hostage by passing through his security and taking permission. He will always look for those things. That way, we start tell Frundi, say, Frundi, this thing was not for you to go to Yaoundé. Frundi start talk how they feel use them for fight am. Now the same thing I be talk with late Honorable Mbanda for 2 hours. They keep giving this excuse, say There are so many ways to fight something, but they are not for this struggle. Anybody who thinks say Frundi dey for this struggle is a liar. One of the things wey Frundi be tell for compound and say he does not want to go to any fighting with La Republique because we don't have the military. But when people fought and died for you to launch the party, for you to be president of La Republique, you did not see that as any problem. When they suffocated them, I know say when that time be reached, I will see this small, but when that suffocated them, they should run for grandstand for Bamenda. They shout, they protect you, Frundi. Those saboteurs have become criminals now to John Frundi, and he is hosting the bees in his compound to kill them. That man is evil. I will say it today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Frundi has betrayed us, and he should be denounced in the land of Ambazonia. This frustration is coming as a result of the activities of John Frundi. This is the man that derailed the course of this revolution. This thing was never formed for him to go to Yaoundé. He was just made a leader, and he became a king. Now, Frundi don't turn dead ears. The crowd will be pulled for a back. He does not listen anymore. He is now a very good friend to Paul Biya, hosting and launching bees in his compound. A compound built from money made with the sacrifice of the blood of the people of Ambazonia. Frundi is launching bees in a compound built with money he raised from the sacrifice of the blood of fellow Ambazonians during the launching of the LTF. This is disgraceful. This is shameful to the family of John Frundi and to John Frundi and his children. It's a shame. Notwithstanding, we have been scammed. There's some man be writer for a taxi for Bamenda say when crime be moving, we are not going to sit here and be talking about an outdated person. He is outdated, and his name will be written negatively in the history of Ambazonia, if he likes it or not. All what we are saying here is going to go into history about him. All what the people of Ambazonia, the last presidential election, the street of Bamenda, the whole Bamenda town empty for Commercial Avenue. They went John Frundi to 1 o'clock. This man turned his back against these people. This man, John Frundi, turned his back against us. The good thing I say, he said, don't enter that exile too. Abemu can be buried on the ground with honor. It could be buried whether not for even for us as a fly. That is it. John Frundi is evil. John Frundi has scammed us. John Frundi has deceived us, and John Frundi should be disregarded. And let's move forward.
Thank you, Comrade. That was insightful, and so to end it, we're just going to round up, and this question will be for Professor Ayim, and it's the last question, and Professor Ayim is just going to give his last word following the question. Frundi, at his age, he wants to be president of La Republique because he's still the chairman. So, to you, Professor Ayim, is that the best decision for him? Because he's looking, he's losing his militants of his party, and more, Ambazonians have discovered that he's not, somebody to trust him. So he's trying to see how he can get into, La Republique, and he say he wants to be the president of La Republique. So is that a good decision for him, or is just Professor Ayim? Professor Ayim?
I think he's muted. We can move forward until he comes back.
Okay. Why Professor Ayim is getting ready? Mr. Uncle B, can you tell us a little bit your final words, because we are closing? Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Fritz, and I think there isn't much to say in terms of final word, but only appeal what we want to tell, because the purpose for current program like this of ABC, what we believe that ABC to go right to our villages. And the purpose is that for me, we are people that understand way to way they happen. It's an appeal to our people on ground zero. All the social media nonsense here. If you want to hear the truth for yourself, time for the channel, time for ABC. All we can do is to plead to your consciences or make us want to understand. But we'll not get powerful to say you must change. What change, the W they say any man they get away from God. Change an individual decision. But we'll do the best at a level to make us make you understand before you want to make that choice. Make you understand before you make that choice. And that's what we do. That's why we talk for the kind of language that they talk for everybody. But when they say that they vote now one man, one vote, now one man, two vote. If all our brothers have decided to sell us out, now it's left on us to. And we pray. Say by the grace of God, may God forgive their soul. Jesus will also go and sin no more. If they can repent and sin no more, the PC track their way. But I want to assure that Ambassador, it was not a mistake that a man of God was chosen to lead the revolution. And when I see people where they be the real hard rock to do a revolution. President Sako is a man of God with the Bible. Chris Arnold is a man of God with the Bible. The Kentasan in prison is a man of God with the Bible. I think even the longer revolution was some of the pillars, even the most important pillars for our revolution. And I put they fear the word of God. I sure their words should be inspiring. It was not by mistake. That's why we say the revolution is not it was not by mistake. And by the grace of God and Arizona, they will lead us to independence. And to our young people, Ramon said this power will refine okay. Sometimes in the next 20 years, 10, 15 years, I don't die for me. But half of you will fight not for you, not enough for me. You will see it, it will not be long, but you will live through it. So we plead for your support. This is my future we are trying to build. This is my future, this old man or that old man, that old papa is trying to build. Now remember that mommy when the revolution be start, when they be told the school boy code, if he barely hold stick, if he work at for road. The either mommy say, mommy have us, he say, no school, no school. Well, stay for us, no school. Now we'll stay after some time when I go to school, more than 5 country before when I go to school. That was an old mother, she currently lived for 2 years, she passed away. As he gave her total support, we beg for the youths who are fighters that don't hear. They make God lead with. They want to hear when I cry. They want to hear when I cry. When they get pity for ourselves. You know if you build house where you not put foundation. You know if you sing house where you not put a tree that will be cut on now. And by God's grace, it will be a better house on that tree, that foundation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Larry, final words.
Yeah, Comrade Fritz, wait till I go talk for Ambazonian and say, when you define your enemy, you do everything for determine your enemy strategy in order for develop your own skills how to fight that enemy. La Republique be start with intimidation, it bring in force, it don't use force, it don't fail for force. La Republique, it don't take another strategy now. wey na for use enablers. That is the current strategy and the only strategy that La Republique has on the table. That's why you will see people like that one when I call for Texas, Gumbe something. That's why you will see people like Conda Titus. That's why you will see all these enablers coming up today very strongly. That's why you will see videos coming from those who call themselves ex-combatant in DDR. Because that is the only reservation strategy that La Republique has at this time. They have lost it the military way. They have lost it with international lobby firms like here in the United States. They have lost everything. They now depend on enablers. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, fellow Ambazonians, we are not going to stop by developing a strategy for fight enablers. As I said, you have to understand the strategy of your enemy in order to design which strategy you have to use to fight your enemy. Now that we know that La Republique, their strategy now is enablers, we are not going to sit here to protect and say we are going to guarantee the lives of enablers at the detriment of the lives of our civilians and that of our restoration forces. No. We are not going to sit here. We are advising our restoration forces to protect the lives of our civilians and their property and the state of Southern Cameroon. That is their assignment. But we are not going to compromise the restoration of the independence of Southern Cameroons and the future of our youth and children for the protection of the life of an enabler. We are not going to guarantee that. Therefore, if you are making yourself an enabler, you take responsibility of your actions. La Republique is going to take advantage of you making yourself an enabler and help you go to your early grave because they will want to blame it on our restoration forces. But our restoration forces have been advised and cautioned to protect the lives of our civilians. Let none of our civilians suffer pain from their own hands. Protect the property of the people of Ambazonia and the state and all the resources of Ambazonia. That is our advice to our restoration forces. I will insist here, we are not going to compromise the restoration of the independence of Southern Cameroons for the protection of the life of an enabler. So, watch your words, watch your action. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. Thank you, televiewers. Don't forget, Analyst is every weekend, every Saturday. So next week, see you all next week. Because of time, we'll have a lot to discuss, but we'll have to continue next week. Thank you all, televiewers, and stay blessed, fellow Ambazonians. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.